full of great. And so, yes, I am your host, and I'm excited to bring on this amazing person. We all know who this is, originally from the Bronx. He is a former paratrooper, a coach, a mentor, a speaker, aka millionaire mentor, Mr. Jason L. Scott the first. Are you on the line? Are
Yes.
you okay?
Yeah, you got there quick, girl. You got there quick. You know what I'm saying?
I was
What's
about
going on? What's going on? No doubt, no doubt. How's everybody doing today, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome each and every one of you guys to our Sunday night Vision Mastery Call. And as I always say, guys, vision is what you envision. And I've been doing this calls for a decade, not just for network marketing, for just life, coaching, business, everything else and stuff. And so this is an important call because this call sets a standard in a space for all people who are looking to be able to break the gap from where they are in their lives to where they want to go at and the success that they want. So whenever I have these calls are not just something for a network marketer, even though most of us on this line are, is not for just someone in that space, and not just for somebody in business. It could be someone who's just in life trying to change, trying to find balance, trying to find something else going on for themselves, to find purpose, all these different things that I have discovered that if people follow these basic instructions, follow the simplicity of personal development. I say simplicity because it just starts with you just deciding you want more out of your life, deciding you don't want to no longer settle for what you've been given to you in your life, deciding that once you have been coached and mentored, and you understand that mentorship is wisdom without waiting, and you have a chance to be mentored by people who have had success in the areas that you want success in. And do me a favor, coach, if you can make others the co-hosts as well, so other people can help you in the process of letting others in. I appreciate that as well. All right, guys, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jason L. Scott the First, and I'm originally from the projects of the Bronx, New York. And all my life, like everybody else, I've always believed that I was truly destined for something great. I have a high school diploma, no degree of any type, but been able to earn some amazing income working for myself, working from home, because I've been mentored by people who've done it. But not even just the money aspect of it, because money comes and goes, and life changes, situations change, and you can have money today and it could be gone tomorrow. But if you learn the right ways of how to think, you can actually recreate that and have success again. So for me, guys, it's been more than just making money. The fact that I have been able to impact and empower the lives of hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. Yeah, you can watch me doing videos where the room is packed, the stadium is packed. I'm walking across the stages. I'm not just accepting awards for like recruitment or winning awards for building a team or hitting an income goal. I was actually, coaching and mentoring people, showing people that if they want more out of their lives, they want to become something different. You have to be willing to become something different. You can't just sit back and just rest on your laurels. You can't allow yourself to be in this space of what's that, complacency is what they call it. But if you know, guys, that our business is one of transformation, you have to really get it out of your head of just being a motivator, because motivation can become temporary. And I don't want you just to be motivated for the moment. I want your lives to be transformed. And I really want you to be transformational in your own thinking, transformational in how you apply information, how you apply the strategies. Because all these things that we talk about all the time, when people keep wanting information, call after call after call, hearing after hearing, after notebook after notebook, but never implementing anything. If you don't implement none of the things that you're coached on, that you're training on, that you're being mentored in, guys, time will go on. 1 month turns into two, two turns into three, three turns into 6 months, 6 months turn into a year turns into 2 years, and you're still taking notes. And I've said it before, I've had people that I've known for decades, and they'll still be posting the same thing. I'm working on me. Every time I talk to them, well, I'm working on me, but they're not saying it as though they have surpassed or hit a certain level in life. They still in the same space of 20 years ago, the way they was working themselves back then. I mean, doing nothing more than what they was doing back then. Saying it that's like that means something. I'm working on me, but are you? You know, one of our partners online, right, Rebecca, she'll say that she's been what is it, like a year, 2 years, 2 years in, like trauma free. It's kind of like people go all their lives become debt free, trauma free, and that really is a that really is a mindset. All right. Maybe one day she can actually do a vision mastery herself and have everyone that's calling and talk to you guys about what trauma free looks like. I don't know about you, but I have gone through some things that's been traumatic in my life. I've gone through some things that has put me in a space that I was depressed. I remember when my mother passed away from cancer. I was like depressed for like 2 years. I was like in the I can't explain it to nobody. Rebecca, Patricia, I was in the craziest place in my life for like 2 years, and I didn't know. Coming from, and nowadays people talk more. They're more upfront. They're more out in the open. They're more of what you may call authentic. But I come from a time and an age, a day and age, because I was born in the early 19, well, the mid to late 1900s, right? I was born during that time. I'm saying 1900s. All right. So because I was born in the 1900s, I come to a time when a lot of people were quiet about the things that they were going through. Things weren't always openly discussed. Matter of fact, I have aunts and family members that I didn't know that they may have had cancer until they were just about to pass or they had passed. And they never told nobody because people were so quiet and silent about things like that. Have you ever had that experience in your life, Coach AB or Patricia? People in your family that never talked about it, never said nothing about it, never made it a topic of discussion. They just went on, and then all of a sudden, because I come from that time, but nowadays people have become more open, more willing to just discuss certain things. And I say that because if you have gone through some things that have been traumatic in your life, a lot of times when you go through those traumatic situations and those challenges and those changes and things that can change your life, that give you a whole nother outlook on life, that one moment in time, one something can happen that becomes so traumatic to a person that your whole outlook on life, everything that you do after that point, it can be dramatically different. You can be a totally different person than the way they remembered you from back in the days. So when people are going through trauma, and someone have learned skill sets to be able to overcome that, because the trauma has still existed. Trauma is still, I mean, what is it, psychological? And when it's psychological, it becomes so much physical. So you think about trauma we can have that's a whole training of like days and days and days of training, because trauma can trigger with something where, I mean, you see it like a traumatic situation in your life can have you where you will literally start hyperventilating because of something that happened in the past, a thought. And then the thought would have your body having this adverse reactions of trauma is a real thing. So if Rebecca has learned skill sets on those things like that, I mean, she has not just taken notes on things, but she implemented some things to be able to help to take charge and to take change. Let me say take change. Is that right, Rebecca? Because you say that openly. You say it like and you feel really good about it, and you're supposed to. And I'm saying that, guys, because it's the same thing as information. A person have heard information about how to overcome it, how to beat things, but it was when you learn to take action on the things that you've been going through. So that's why I want to have this conversation today. Because yes, we're in a space to where we are, what's this? We right into November. I started launching a new organization and group right around October. So August going into October, right? And as we started launching a new organization, everybody's settling in companies that they are in, people settling in and doing different things. People are starting to get their groove and things like that. People are still elevating and growing their organization. You know why? Because they're not just taking notes, they're implementing it. They're leaving for one company, going to another company, doing the things that they learned, and they're having growth. Now, for those people who are actually new to a company, or maybe have come to a company, I've seen other people who have had success in a company, and you yourself always said that I want that for myself. It has to be a day and a time that you decide you want to draw the line, you want to step across, and you decide that you will not go back. And until you make that decision, until you decide that you want change for your life, you're going to be sitting back and you're going to not participate in the framework. And it's like a framework. There's a framework that I want you to have this conversation with yourself in a way that it hits your heart, that it hits your mind, that when you start to talk to other people and you start to talk to a whole new group of people and talk to your audience, it affects them in a way where they can hear your conviction on it. So I want you to do this. Write this down. I want you to stop taking notes and start taking action. Stop taking notes and start taking action. We can take notes, notebook. I got tons of notes, man. I took a picture. I took a picture of, I guess sometime last year. I must have put a bunch. I must have just a box that I had with notebooks. It wasn't even in a box. I had in a bag that I had in my closet, and I took them all out as I was trying to figure some things out. I'm not sure what made me pull it out. Let me stop making it. I don't know why I pulled out. I just took. I saw the picture the other day. It was like tons of old notebooks around. But as I was looking at it, I'm thinking about all these notebooks that I have, but I've been able to elevate. I've been able to evolve because I got involved, not just saying, not just taking notes, but I took action. Now, listen, I I'm a introverted person by nature. Introversion don't mean that you can't speak. Just it's really about how because people can say introversion a lot of different ways. And sometimes when I tell a person I'm introverted, they go, I can't believe that because of how I may communicate, connect, all this other stuff. It's just a way of how I may feel around people. I may get social anxiety at times. I may can be having like a social unrest inside myself. Things could be going well around people, but I don't something about the energy in the room as I start to feel some type, I can get drained. And when I finish talking, with being around a lot of people, I gotta go and gotta recharge. There's a variety of different things about how I exist in that. Some people, they're like social butterflies and they get recharged and refueled. I have a friend of mine, I used to be like, man, she used to be she used to always be like she'll come in and she always was like the last person leaving. Her and her husband, they will always be I'm like, yo, come on, let's go. I'm like ready to go. They always the last ones because they gotta talk to everybody, long conversation. And I'm like, that was never me. I'm like, nah, I want to go. I want to get up out of here. For some people, they built that way. And I say that, guys, because as you yourself, you may be an introverted person or you may be a person that's extroverted. But no matter who it is, you have to, you have to decide that you're going to stop taking notes and start taking action. Number one, you have to make a decision over information. Write that down. One, make a decision over information. Stop, keep on, make a, listen, just make a decision over the information. Information ain't gonna change. It doesn't change your life. The decisions that you make change your life. That's what it is. No matter you can keep on. If you talking to me? You talking to me, girl? You talking to me, bro? That sound. Let me take. That sounds good. Oh yeah. No, no. If you get 5 steps, and first step is this: apply the first step. It's so crazy that I can literally give people the basics. Now listen. People have been in the industry of home-based business for a lot of years. Many people have never made multiple 6 or 7 figures, or they may have, but they may not have had a lot of people who've done that themselves. And as I was looking at some of the pictures of the people that I had that I was coaching that was had $250,000 rings, and people that I coached that had $100,000 rings, and people that I coached and mentored that went on to other companies and became $1 million income earners, and we're still friends to this day. They'll still hit me up, they'll reach out to me. One of my old mentees is an amazing mentor himself, and he was a great den, but he was it took a while because we used to clash at first until he really used to see how that when even though he knew the things that he knew, and I was always open to learning things that he had as well, I just had a way of how I would move the people, not just for the moment, but for long term. And I want you to learn how to move people, not just for the moment, but long term. But to do so, you have to always go back to what I tell you guys that people need 2 things when they first get started in something. They have to have some income or activity. And the income can be money, and a person is even in the network marketing company that we're in, the COO was saying that people who have done $20 in the first 3 days or the first week were people who have still been in 90 days later because they saw income or activity. Activity could be that you did something with them, you launched something with them. When a person first joins, they're at the height of their enthusiasm. Write that down. And because they're at the height of their enthusiasm, at that time, they're willing to do anything and everything because they don't know what to do. So whatever you do, it's you're teaching them. That means if you do nothing, you're teaching them to do nothing. And then by the time you say, let's do something, now they have lost that enthusiasm. They're nervous, they're afraid, they don't take action. Now they're not answering the phone. Of course they're not, because I said to you that you have a window of opportunity And that's just what it is. Yes, there are people who they will get started in something and then they will learn the thing and then they will build up. But most people have never been entrepreneurs before. And because they've never been entrepreneurs, they'll get involved with something because it sounds good. They need change. They just, my God, I gotta have something. I'm tired of living like this. I need something. Oh my God. Then when you call them, I was just praying for this. 2 or 3 days later, after that, they then went to something else and something else came up. You did nothing with them in a week. Now they start looking at something else. You know why? Because that hunger, that being they want to feed their family, change their lives, do something else is still there. And if you don't feed them, give them a way that they can take care of their financial situations, that they can see hope. And I always tell you, hope is the only thing that's stronger than fear. If you don't give them a way that they can see more, they're going to fall to the wayside. They're going to just quit. That's why you have to say today, like your action step. Write this down. I want your action step to be today that you say, you know what? Today, I'm going to decide to follow the instructions fully, not halfway. I'm going to fully apply the lessons, the strategy, whatever. That's the step one. I'm doing that step one. I if that's step one, do step one. Don't just go, yeah, I got to figure out something else. If that's step one, do step one. But what happens is because a person may think step one, they may apply, they may read step one, they may see step one, they may even try it one time, then they stop. But there's still step two and three and four. So they'll do step one, then they'll go, well, I don't like step two. So I'm gonna see who else doing step two, what they doing. Then they'll say, you know what, I'm gonna add in a bunch of stuff from everybody and I'm gonna come up with my own thing. But if you have never done nothing, what you're coming up with is what feels good to you. But we don't do what works, we do what duplicates when it comes to success, when it comes to systems. Systems are duplicatable. And I want you to decide that today that you're going to go all the way in. I have a coaching program I have, right? And I've done many retreats. Some of you guys on this call have been with us in retreats or something, right? And we've had some great times at our events. Have we not, Peggy? Have we not, Coach AB, at the retreat, 3 4 day retreat? They like dope in like real life. It's like a transformational event. It's not just something, they don't just be hype, just don't be talk. It's days that I work with the mind, days I work with the person, days I work with the re-engineering thoughts, the energy, all this other stuff. Attaching people may come in feeling lost and afraid, and by the time they leave out, they're so empowered. And when they leave, people take action in a different way. These are just strategies and things that I've learned over the years that I've been able to apply. But I always tell people when we come to the event, I always say, you have to play full out. And it was something that I learned because I had went to an event years ago and they was like, yo, you have to agree to play full out. That means don't get there and again, I was a person, again, I'm an old school New Yorker, old school network marketing, just an old school head. So I'm still, they say play full out. I'm like, yeah, I'm play full out, but I'm still like, I don't want to say nothing. I'm gonna see. Let me see who else doing something first. I'm still watching, right? I'm not over. Then, but as some days going on, I started. I mean, it wouldn't take me a day. Maybe by the next day, by the late in the evening of that first day, going into the next day, I started playing full out. Prior to that, I thought that I was. That's how I understand what people are. They really think people really think they're going. I did that. Are you? Are you? And I'm like, yo, I was like, I wasn't really playing full out. But playing full out means that means if something is given, you have to remove yourself. You have to stop overthinking, stop feeling embarrassed, stop feeling shit. What if I do this and people are gonna think this? What if I do this and they're gonna feel? What if I do this and I look stupid? You gotta get that out your head and play full out and do the things that you have to do because you say you want more for yourself and for your family. So yes, your action step today, I'm going to decide that I'm going to take action. I'm going to follow the instructions fully. I'm not going to go halfway. And number two is just to do the small thing. Right? Just do the first small thing that you can do. Just do the small thing. Just do the first. That means if you have a challenge, taking action, motion starts with the smallest move. And sometimes that smaller move is just, I know a lot of times the biggest thing it is we always say picking up them damn phones. Like I got my headset. I'm looking over the headset I have in my ear, have it charging. So when I get to getting in this corner over here making phone calls, I put the headset on and I just be making phone calls and I'm going, I have to go through the list of people. And again, I'm like everybody else. Some people can get on the phone, they go, and that's what they love making phone calls. Me, it's like a as much as I've been doing this for 30 years, I haven't worked for nobody but myself for 30 years. For 30 years. That means I had to find hustles and all types of things. Got rough at times, but I would find a hustle and I will always come back. That's why if someone makes a decision, well, I'm not going to do business with you because where you are, broke is the temporary status, poor is the mindset. The kid has no poor mindset. You can fix broke. You can fix that. You can be broke today and next month you got $20,000. You know, I know because I was struggling at times and I was like, you know what, let me do some real estate. Let me find not put a thought in my, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me get in and go figure out my credit. Let me get in and get my credit to 800. And in 30 90 days I went from 600 something to 850. I'm like, I have these thoughts and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this and I'm apply. Let me get in and get some credit. Let me get in and get this. Let me get 100,000. I'll come up with stuff because I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of depending on people who don't believe in me. I'm looking to help them, but they don't want to help themselves. And sometimes you get into this space, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So, but I just learned to do the small thing. Just take the first step. See, fear freezes people because they staring, they just sitting back and they looking. And the funniest thing about fear, whenever you start having fear, like let's say if someone startles you, the very thing that gives us life, we stop doing. Let me explain. Whenever if someone catch you off guard and they startle you and they go, "Ah," the first thing we do a lot of time we go, you stop, you hold your breath. Breath is what gives us life, and the very thing that gives us life, we stop doing when fear sets in. When somebody can startle you, and people are faint. They'll be on these rides where they'll be like you see those rides with that have that thing where people will be like the boomerang thing and and they be on those rides that be like the bungee thing and they be pulling back and they shoot off and they shoot off in the end and they be like ah! Then they wake up and go ah! And it'd be two people, one person on one side, they like ah! And there's always a friend on the other side like ah! Yeah, you can see they holding their breath. Like, then they wake back up. If you never seen those videos, you gotta watch them, man. Cause they be cracking me up because. But the thing is, this a lot of times some people are holding their breath. They're holding their breath and they're losing themselves. They're saying all types of things. They're just fainting out because I'm saying to you, the very thing that gives you life, you fail to do when fear kicks in, and that's breathe. So I'm saying to you, stop letting fear stop you from taking the first step. Stop you from breathing. Stop you from breathing life into your business and focusing in on the things you got to do. Because like I said, fear freezes people because they stop and they get to staring and they'll stare. They stand at the situation and they thinking it's over at the mountain. It's too much. But you gotta understand, even if you want to climb the mountain, you just gotta just start it. I've done. I remember it was like one of the I was in Africa and it was like some of the sand dunes. First time I've been to like a sand dune. All right. And I seen them at the sand dune and it was like it's really big, huge steps of sand, right? And it's hot and everything. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, that's huge. That sand dune is but we just started walking up it and doing stuff. By the time I look up, I'm turning back around. I'm like, man, what the heck? It was like so far down. But at first, I didn't pay attention to it because we were just having fun walking up it and laughing. And I'm like, man, I'm in Africa. I'm out here in Namibia. I'm doing all this other stuff. And by the time I'm walking up, wasn't looking to get to the top. I just was looking, just walking. Because when you looked at it, it was like, I'm like, wow, this is big. But as we was talking and just having a great time and everything else, I'm looking back. I'm walking up the sand dune. I'm walking up the mountain, but I had to just start taking the steps. I couldn't just look back and stop in fear and go, "Ooh, that's crazy. I don't want to know." So that's why I say you got to do the first step. You got to do the first thing. So this is your action step. I want you to identify just identify like one instruction that I've given you, one instruction that you've been avoiding, and then do it today, like before you sleep. If it's one thing you've been pausing on, like I could say, I may say, hey, go and watch this video, and you didn't do it. I could say, go and do this right here and take notes and follow and do it. You didn't do it. I could say, post this online, you didn't do it. I could say, when you get somebody in your organization, text them or call them and do this, reach out, and you didn't do it. Even these calls, like these calls, they happen. I say they happen all the time. You have your alarm set. If you know you're going to go, if your flight is leaving and you're going to get left, you didn't invest all this money and you just want to go because you don't want you have these plans. You set your alarm. You know why? Because it means something to you. You have your job. You're your boss's business. You'll set your alarm and you're short because it's your boss's business. He provides you economic opportunity, but you're keeping him and you're giving him and his family an amazing lifestyle while you're giving all of your life. And most people going check to check and going check to check, they're going week to week. And going week to week is making them weaklings. So I want you to find yourself like today, say, you know what, I'm going to take action. I'm going to do this one. I don't know what it is. Just something that you know you've been avoiding. I don't care if it's reaching out to somebody, talking to somebody, DMing somebody. Just do it tonight. No, no, not tomorrow. I'm gonna get up bright early in the morning. That's what happens all the time. You try to put it off. And then you make an excuse for them. Oh, time got away from me. I couldn't do it again. No. And I'm saying right now, and somebody will still not do nothing. Even though we're having this call right now, they'll still go, yeah, okay, and do nothing. Because number three, feelings follow actions. Don't wait till you feel some type of way. Don't wait. I gotta feel it first. I just gotta no. Take action. Act all this other stuff, just take action. Then all the readiness, all the feelings, all the other stuff, it'll come. I got to be in the mood. I got just take action. Your feelings are going to follow the actions. And you're waiting for motivation, waiting for something, waiting for it to feel right. When I when I speak at events, right? Or even when I get up in the morning, I always tell people, I tell you, I played many times for you guys like when I go to events, I have like affirmations. Really like quotes and things. You can use them as a firm affirmation for self, but they really like quotes that I say to myself to help me think about a thing a certain way. And I'll say them like every day and in the morning time and sometimes just throughout the daytime. And I have a little tune that I be playing when I say them. So much so with the tune that sometimes I can't remember them. I can't remember all the quotes by itself, like back to back with it's like a song. I have to, somebody said, what's the same this song? You have to kind of sing the whole song to get to the point because sometimes you don't remember. I'm the same way with these quotes and how I do the thing. But the reason why I say that because I say that out and one of the things that I said, if you're waiting for it to feel right, if you're waiting for it to feel right, you're gonna miss it. No, no, no. So no, if you're waiting for it to look right, I'm sorry. If you're waiting for it to look right, you're gonna miss it. If you're waiting for it to feel right, you have missed it. So if you keep waiting for it to look right, you're gonna miss the opportunity. I gotta wait for everything is dressed right, dressed right. You're gonna miss it. And if you're waiting for it to feel right, you have missed it. You can't wait for it to feel right before you decide you want to take action. You have to take action. And then other things are going to come after that because you have to be accountable for the things you say you want to do. That's what said it's like the promise that you keep. One of the things I always said, I made a promise to my mother that I was going to always empower the lives of my people. And empowerment simply means enabling others to act upon that they already know and that they truly know that they were truly destined for something great. And my promise is to my mother, Mom, I promise I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to empower people. I'm going to continue to keep building. You know why I do that? Because that helps me when I want to stop, when I want to give up, because sometimes you be working with people and you be giving your all for the people and people don't always go hard for you the way you go hard for them. people don't always be there for you the way you be there for them. Sometimes you think you're being there for people, and you're not even being there for yourself the same way. Sometimes, but the funny thing is, sometimes we'll go harder for other people than we'll go harder for ourselves. And because I understand that, because I get that, for me, that's my level of accountability, my promise, me keeping my word. Mom, I'm going to keep doing this. I promise you, I won't stop. I'm going to keep on helping the people. I'm going to keep empowering the people. I'm going to do my very best. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to quit. I have to allow myself to be accountable to something because everybody else, they say, I'm going to do this because, I do this for my children. I'm do this for my family. I do this. Then they'll stop. Then they'll quit. I do this because God blessed me with this. This is a God. This is a blessing from God. Then you quit. How? 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 All these things that you say, the reason why you're doing this, then you quit. How? How? It's like you. It's people doing that for generations. Oh my God, this I'm about to change the world with this. I'm about to outdo you. I'm about to tear this thing up. And then a week later, they quit. 2 weeks later, they're gone. So number four is accountability it just beats excuses, and it has to beat excuses. Your accountability is going to beat your excuses. Excuses are private, but results are public. Excuses are private, but results are public. That's why I've heard it said a long time ago, like when it comes to like network marketing, right? I remember, and it just could be anything. But I heard it in the network marketing space, but it's personal development space, so it could be in anything. And they'll always say this business will either promote you or expose you. It'll promote you or expose you. You're gonna get promoted in it, or it's gonna expose that you really not that girl, or you really not that guy that you say you are. And I can get it because sometimes, like I say, I know I'm dope at this in real life. I know I have way people will pay to be online and work with people, and people to give them less content that I may give, less this whatever. And then sometimes you be like, man, how am I giving all this to people and they not even following? They not even showing up. They not even. I'm like, because some people don't see the value if they haven't invested like two or three, four, $5,000 for you to help them. Sometimes they don't see the value in your coaching. They don't see the value in what you bring to the table. They don't see the value in the process. They just don't. It's just what it is. And it can make you feel some type of way sometimes. You can almost when you look and like, damn, what the hell? Why is nobody's doing? Why is nobody duplicating? Why is nobody following the instructions? How can I give this stuff? I've seen people I know, and the funniest thing is I'll always launch with people, right? And people will see they'll see the banners going up, the results, people hitting the income goals, rank goals, all this other stuff, all the time when we launching things. And then what happens is I'm launching, but I'm launching people. That means I'm following the same steps that I do with people. And I'll do those steps with them in the very beginning. I'll do calls for people. I'll do Zoom. I'll schedule calls. That's all it really just scheduling is doing it. That's all it is. It's nothing else. Put it on the calendar. Then you make phone calls, get people on it, and then you do it. That's it. Everybody think it's something else. I don't care. Meet me okay, listen. I got this house. I'm selling this house. I'm an agent. Meet me at this house at this time. I'm gonna show you the house. They want the house, you're gonna sell it. Hey, you want some insurance? I'm gonna come to your house. At this time, I'm gonna show you the policy. You can get it. Okay, I want insurance. Okay, I'm gonna call you on the phone. At this time, I'm gonna tell you what it is. And you're gonna buy it. It's just what this. Everybody think it's something else. Oh my God, I gotta. What are you talking about? That's all it is. Put it on my calendar, and then I'm gonna find some people to meet me on that at that time on the calendar. Then I'm just going to just have a conversation. And you're only going to get better at conversation the more conversation you have. And the funniest thing is this: you think it's the perfect conversation, but I find that it could be the most what you may think is the most imperfect thing. A bunch of people are joining. Somebody can do a presentation in the. It can seem like it's the because you used to hearing it so polished, some type of way. It could be done in a weird way. Then all of a sudden, and your mindset is weird. Or the person who's doing it may think that it's, oh my God, I really messed up. But from them thinking they messed up, people be buying and joining. I've seen it happen tons of times. So when you're always thinking that I gotta have no, when I'm saying to you, just meet people and you can meet them where they are, but just get them on the phone. And that's what Patricia she said. She said, I like when you talk to you meet them where they are. I'm like, yo, cause that's we gotta meet people where they are. I'm gonna meet me, ask some questions. You tell me where you are. Oh, great. I'm gonna help you design something based upon what you got. We're gonna put it together. Now I still got my steps and things I want to work, but I understand this, that's my system. But in 2025, in all things, the system it bows. It don't break, but it may bow. It may you may hit the guardrails of the system, may hit the rails and may bow, but you're still inside of the rails. So I understand that the flexibility in the bowing is the person, is the people. The guardrails, so people don't hurt themselves. They don't go off the rails. But when they hit the rails, it's like when you at the bumper cars. You know what I'm saying sometimes you get bumper or little racing cars. They have the rails. You may hit the rail and it may jerk you, but you ain't going. You're not going to fly over the thing. You may hit the rails and bump and go, ah! It may hurt your neck or something, but you're going to stay inside of the. Am I making sense? Does this make sense to you guys? So because I want you to understand it in that capacity, I want you to understand it in that way. You have to go with your accountability so you can stop making excuses for yourself and for situations. And it helps you to get out of isolation when you decide that you're gonna hold yourself accountable and this is what I'm gonna do. And then you say, okay, you got my workout partner, I'm gonna call my sponsor, I'm gonna share my calendar so that you know that this is what I got going on. Just book it. I made appointments today for tomorrow. I made appointments today for Wednesday. I made appointments based off of the times I got. I got appointments that I got stuff set up. I did a call. I had a business call today, a couple of them today. And then I met on Zoom and went through some other stuff. I'm saying with business that we got going on. Then I'm like, I thought, then I'm like, let's schedule another time tomorrow. Do we want to be tentative or we want to set a time right now for tomorrow? Want to touch base or set a time? And I said, I recommend we set a time. Yeah, let's set a time. Let's do it at this time because I'm saying to you because that's accountability. I know that when my team or my people or other people know it's not just me because it's easy to quit on yourself, but you got to get out of isolation so you can work amongst yourselves, connect with people, do something more. Let me let this person in. Right? Do something more than just being average. Jim Rohn said the challenge of leadership is to become something more than average. And when you start to tell, and again, sometimes you may hear like I remember like when I'm reading Think and Grow Rich, they be like, tell no one about certain things. Or I listen to certain audios and they would say, tell no one about this right here. But and some people they'll want to use that as a well, they said Think and Grow Rich. They said tell no one and don't, go do it. But then 2 years later, you still ain't do it. 6 months later, you still ain't recruit one person or did one call or whatever. So, no, no, no. If you got one person, you got your counter, you got your leadership, your accountability. Be accountable and tell your goal because your fear of loss is your power. Your fear of losing out or not being able to keep your word, let that be your power because accountability brings energy. It brings momentum. It brings focus. So your action step. Now, again, this is the funniest thing. I always tell people, and I say it all the time, and I get like I may get like 1 to 0, maybe 2 to 0, right? And again, today it don't have to be just me. It could be your coach, it could be anybody else you work with. But I'll say your action step is to text your mentor, your team, or your group, and then say, I'm taking action on this. We got a accountability group. Inside the group, just say, I'm taking action today on, and then say, check back with me tomorrow. Or like let's say, I want you to say, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Like when we finish tonight, and don't say don't. You're on a call. Just don't wait until well, I'm gonna do it in the morning. I did it on no. Do it today. Just post today what you're gonna do tomorrow. Just one thing. I'm taking action on this tomorrow. All right. And then say check back. We can check back with me on Tuesday. So if you say you're gonna do it tomorrow, we can check back on Tuesday to see who did it. So text your mentor, your team, your group, whatever it is and stuff, man. If you got your accountability partner, just take action on it. And then say, get back when we'll confirm the next day that we actually went through the whole process. And number five, the last thing, execution equals evidence. Execution equals evidence. You know how I always say, study to show yourself approved. I study, I study to show myself approved. I always study, take notes and study. Then I do the things that I've learned. I implement the things that I said I want to do. I've had results in multiple things, not just one thing, multiple things that I've had results in taking action on stuff. Not having no clue, but just knowing that I'm a person that what I put people say what I put my mind to, but they don't put their mind to keeping their damn word. They don't put their mind to keeping their promise. They keep their mind to doing what they said they was going to do. What I put my mind to, okay, well, put your mind to keeping your word. If you say you're going to do the thing, do the thing. You say you want success, be successful. You say when you want to change for your family, you want to leave a legacy, then leave a legacy. If you say you want that's who you are, you so dope in real life with that, then do that. Because the only proof that you believe is what you do. I believe this, I believe that. Well, then do it. I told you my story. I told you my one of my coaches, who wasn't really my as much as my mentor, as one of my coaches, like my sponsor. and 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 again, I had some great coaches and mentors in my life. So as he was giving stuff, it's not like I wasn't open to learning because I was. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't listen. Sometimes we think that we already. I've had other coaches. I had other mentors. They don't equal. They don't add up to who I had before. So who this person think he is or who she thinks she is. Because I know I've been there with my own dumb self. Now, dumb for me means decisions that usually make you broke. And I had to change my own dumb decisions that usually make you broke. I had to stop with that. Well, look, I had coaches and mentors. They don't add up. So I'm not going to hear what they're saying. So I found myself that as he was talking, as he was giving some insights and information. Every time he talking about right, yeah, 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 yeah. I hate you saying, yeah, I knew talking about, yeah, 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 yeah. Every time he's saying something, I always had a rebuttal, always had a comeback, always, yeah, I understand, but let me tell you why. The reason why this, I'm always saying, the reason why. Let me tell you why. The reason why, I always felt like I had to always say something on the backside. But yeah, I know you're saying, but I always wanted to make sure he didn't think that I was a buffoon. So I always had something to say on the back. Yeah, 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 let me tell you the reason why. And I was because I'm about to do this. I'm about to do this. And then one day he said, "Well, if you listen, why you ain't do it yet? If it's just that easy, just that simple, you know what to do. Why you ain't do it yet?" And I'm like, "Damn." And again, I could let my ego get in the way. I could have been, "Who you think you're talking to? You youngin?" I'm like, "Man, he's right." I let myself be accountable to that moment, and I'm like, "Yo, he's right." I keep saying all I got to do is how easy it is. And I ain't do the first nothing. I ain't do the first. I wasn't doing, I was, some things I was doing, but I was picking and choosing what I wanted to do. So I wasn't doing it all. So I wasn't having no damn results. And the funniest thing was after that when he said that, I went on to become big in that company. This was like years ago. And I went on to I got the awards, I'm walking the stages. They used to give an eagle out at that time when people started getting like the first position that they felt was the hardest position. I got the eagle, a bunch of different things that I had that I got to show trophies and stuff like that, man. But I didn't get that until after I stopped. Yeah, 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 right, 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 right. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you, I always giving a damn rebuttal to why instead of you going, understood. Okay, I'm gonna do it. On it, doing it right now. Got it, coach. I'm doing it right now. Once I started doing that, that's when my truest results started happening. Because the only proof that you have, that I'll have, that you believe is what you do. Because belief without movement, I believe they say all things are possible for those who believe. All things, not some things, not a few things, not all things are possible for those who believe. That's what they say. But belief is without movement is just entertainment. Just entertaining. Let me show you. song and dance, tap dance me. It's just entertaining. I don't want no damn entertainment right now. We don't get paid for entertaining. I'm saying that's not what we get paid for, and that's paid in this business, any other business you got going on. Following instructions is not just about obedience; it's about creating evidence. Write that down. When you following the system, following certain, well, I want to do this. Well, I'm gonna do this because I was taught this before. I was taught this before. Well, I was doing the things that I was taught, that I learned, and the most that I did doing that thing, not the other thing. Because again, you may have had six figures, seven figures that you may have earned doing certain things in your life. If you haven't done it in this, then I recommend you follow somebody who did do it in that. I've done 50,000 a week, 150,000 for the month in income doing this. And there's none of that stuff is the hype. None of the stuff is whatever. That's the most I've done, like 143, 40, 47,000, like that. So about close to 150,000 for the month, right? Well, outside sales, outside of stuff, that was like online, doing everything online. But outside that, sales still like 150,000, right? So if I'm giving you some strategies and things that I did, same stuff, same basic systems, same thing that I did to keep building momentum, because I recognize that following those instructions, I was being obedient still, even though I no longer have the same coaches and mentors that taught me these steps years ago that I applied years ago. They were millionaires. I applied it and I became one myself, applying the same stuff that still work, because that's the engine that starts everything. There's a bunch of other stuff. Right now I'm working on things myself, other leaders on the line. We got other things we're working on, uh, helping showing people how they can get things going on with AI. Things I didn't understand. I didn't quite get it because we're in a day and age where you got to understand more, learn more. So I'm putting a lot of things in place so I can be able to not just be more for myself, but I can be more so I can teach other people to become better. So I give other people options and opportunities that they just don't know, so they don't get left. Because if you don't change with the times, you get left in the times. And I'm going to work with you in all areas to show you how to become stronger. I've been many of you guys. I've said, if you're good at this, get better at this, so I can put you on, so you can teach people. Because I like to give people the platform they can. If you got a skill set and thing, learn it. And while I'm in this space that I'm learning new stuff, I'll give what I give. But then now I'm getting coached and mentored on AI and a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, what else? Okay, let me ask you, when we do this, what happens after that? We do this because I want to know so I can get better at it. Not go, yeah. Let me check it. I watched the video on this right and understand this right here. Now, let me tell you what I did with this right here. No, if that's what they do, I'm quiet. I'm listening. Right. I got notes from that now that I'm after I finish this call, I'll get right back to some other notes I got to get because I'm finishing up some other stuff for sites and everything else or something. Because I'm like I said, I'm giving the plan to everybody. If people don't execute the plan, I still got to keep on growing myself, and I want to add other things, but I can't give people the next step if they never follow the first steps. But you got to get good at the first step. So when you start getting people, what you gonna do with them? If you don't know if you don't even do, you don't get things happening now. What you gonna do when you finally get people coming? You got to know what to do with them. So I'm giving you strategies and steps on how to actually coach the people. So again, it's not about, well, I don't want to be a being something might make me do it. No, it's about creating evidence that you're serious about your own vision. So you got to let your belief be a movement itself. As I wrap up the call, I want you to think about this. All right. As you finish with our Sunday night vision master call, let me check the time. All right. After every call, I always say this, and I've learned it a long time ago. Never come to an event, but even a call like this, which is an event, without a clear intention on what you intend to take away. But also your action step today. Like after every training that we do, if I meet with you one on one, or I meet with you on this training call, I want you to be like, don't just say like what did I learn? You got to ask like what am I going to do with this information? What did I do because of this? What did I do because of what he just said? What did I actually tomorrow I'm going to go, okay, after this, what did I do? He gave me this right here. What did I do? Did I just take it? Did I just sit down on it? Did I follow the instructions? Did I do what he coached on? Did I get into the DMs? Did I text him when he said text? Did I post in the group when he said post? Did I because you think it's about being obedient? It's not. It's about I'm helping you to create evidence. And I want you to create evidence because people want to know you're serious about your vision. And if you say you're serious, then have some damn results. People want to be partnered with people that's getting results because you do know they watching you and they waiting for you to fail so they can go. That's the reason why I ain't joining it anyway. Because I know they really want to quit anyway. They ain't really want because they ain't want to do nothing, but they looking for a reason to feel good about them not doing nothing with their own life. But that's the reason why I ain't joining. I ain't joining him anyway because he wasn't doing nothing anyway. So today, guys, make sure that you yourself, and again, this is a great thing about it. No, one thing I learned a long time ago as I wrap the call up, guys, no matter how hard you dance, everybody's not going to clap. I can, and I learned, like, I don't care. They don't want to show up. They want to go do your own thing. If you got it, go do your own thing. Become great at it. God bless you. Cause I know that I know God, the universe, everything's going to work in my favor. It's going to give me what I need because what I need to succeed will show up for me. It just will. And I don't, and sometimes, you'll slow down to try to help people, but sometimes you got to slow down and you got to speed up. And once you slow down, you get to what you got to get, then you speed up and go faster. So I'm giving you guys some things tonight for you to go faster. Stop taking notes, stop waiting to sit and go fast. Go fast, Ricky Bobby. Just go fast. All right. I love each and one of you guys. I promise you, Duke. My mother taught me to. Do I have any leader that's on the line that have any last minute comments, statements, anything they want to share if we in the call tonight?
Hey, Mr. Scott.
Hey, young lady, what's going on, Coach AB?
Hey, thank you so much, first and foremost, for this amazing call. It was just a great reminder and just great wisdom. But what I want to say is sometimes we allow the fear of failure to stop us from even seeing that we can do a thing. It's just like picking up that heavy weight, the phone. Um, but once we do it, it just becomes easier. And I just want to encourage everyone, no matter what it may seem like, if God didn't give you the tools, the gift, the wisdom to get it done, you wouldn't be on this path. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak, and that's why we're here. We're not weak, we're strong, and together we can do amazing things. So just take that challenge that Mr. Scott gave us, which is whatever you're going to do, put it out there to someone hold you accountable. Because if you don't have nobody make sure you show up, you'll find every reason not to show up. So thank you so much, Mr.
Yes,
Scott.
ma'am. I appreciate you, Coach AB. Thanks for the major insight and sharing that as well. Anybody else got any last minute comments, statements they want to share as well?
Yeah, good evening. Great evening, Coach Jason, everybody. I so first of all, thank you for this session. I just had a question. I know how we were talking about, okay, it's important to go in, go all out. And I have an idea what you're gonna say, but I just want to ask anyways. If somebody has quote unquote fallen off for a bit,
Hmm.
and you keep on touching base, letting them know this is happening, get on the Zoom, sharing basically all what's happening with TLC, but they're not really responding,
Hmm.
or they're stuck in their own situation. Like, do you just continue to just keep on, touching base, keep on reminding them, keep on letting them know, okay, we're still here? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is there a point where you're just like, okay, well, let me just take a step back, and then touch base again at a later time? Like, am I making sense?
Yeah, but are you asking or you
Um,
saying?
I, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I'm actually, are you asking or you saying?
Well, see, okay, I feel like I know the answer, but
Well,
I
okay,
want to,
if you did know the answer, what would it be?
well, to keep on, because I know, okay, you say a lot of times, okay, keep on until they tell you to stop.
Would you wait for you nod my head or something? Are you waiting for? You know the
Nope.
answer already.
You
You already
well,
know the
well,
answer.
hey, you asked. I'm telling you, coach. I'm telling you. So when
I say
you
to say, just do that because this is the deal. What we do, we we do what we do, and most of that stuff is you do it, but if you're doing it with too much emotion attached to it, the problem is you're doing it emotionally attached to the process. You know what I'm saying? So oh my God, they not. But like myself, I text people. Some people get on the call, they get off the call. Some people get on, I may say, open your cameras up. Nobody open the cameras up, but I'll still say it. And they still won't open them up, but I'll still say it. You got me? I'll still say hop on a call. They still don't show up, but I'll still send it a text. You know why? Because it's just a reminder. You get the you in Canada, but Canada may work the same way in the US. Those in the US, we get a bunch of emails. You go to some store, someplace, them jokers sending you a damn email all the time about if they ask you for your email address, put your phone and email in. I know to give them some because I already know what's coming. I know it's gonna be I'm gonna be bombarded with emails. I got like 40 something thousand unopened emails. You know what I'm saying? Recently they started going, you want to just unfollow because you ain't open up these emails. They never used to do that before. Now the question is, you want to just unfollow because you guys you ain't opening none of these emails. I'm like, because but the thing is this, the funny thing is, every once in a while, I open an email up. And then it sent them a bunch of times, and one time I just may open the email. You got me and stuff. So the same thing. People, like you said, people got their own stuff, and when you're going through your own thing, you can't see past anybody else's thing. You can't. It's challenging. But as I said many times before, there used to be times before where I would buy stuff, Carlton sheets and real estate stuff, and I would get it, and you get the whole tape set and everything else, and you start listening to things and taking notes, and then you get stuck someplace in your mind, and then you put it under the bed. That's where we used to get tapes online and stuff. I put it under the bed. And then when life gets in the way and gets heavy, and then I'm like, I'm up, I can't sleep at night once again. And I didn't heard another. Now he like called and be like, we got 2.0. I'm like, you know what? That's what I need. I need the 2.0 version. I buy the damn 2.0 version. I'm saying I get that, read that, and do other stuff. I get stuck. I'm like, I put it under the bed. Then it gets to a point to when I'm by myself and nobody's around and life hits me. I'll be like, you know what? I'll pull stuff back out. I'll blow the dust off and be up under the bed with all the stuff. I'll blow the stuff off. I go back to reading it all over again. The reason why I say that because some of your people that you send the text messages to at any given time, when they can think, they'll blow the dust off and they may log back into a call. They'll blow the dust off and they'll say, I'm ready. And you never know that one person that you've been dripping on that you just because again, there's no emotion to it. If you say you care about the person, they care about this is part of the process. Just send an email. The system send an email. They don't care if you open it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you don't open it, you don't. They gonna still send it. I get an email almost every day from this. I logged on to get some training from the guy. You getting on this training call again? I got on one training call, but I haven't unfollowed because I'm like, I'm gonna get on another one somewhere along the line when I'm ready for it. I ain't ready yet for another one, but I don't want to. I don't want to not be ready because that one time, because every time I log into something, I'm like, okay, let me use that. Cause I got other things that I do as well. So I'm always looking to grow myself. So I'm saying that to you, Captain. You already know the answer. But I just want for everybody else to give you guys other stuff to think about it in this way. So I'm not emotionally attached to somebody's yes or no in that process. It's just part of the process. But keep my pipeline going. When they choose, they're ready. They'll make a choice. And if they choose to say, I opt out, let them opt out. But keep doing what you're doing because they may opt out from the text. They may even log out from the group, but they'll still be watching you. And then somewhere online, they may come back a year from now, 2 years. You just never know. But if you don't have no evidence, come back to what? Come back to what? If you don't have no evidence that you have evolved and you have become something more. So anyway, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys who logged on to our Sunday night vision mastery call. I pray that I was able to give you guys some insights and some thoughts and things that can help you guys grow tonight. I love you guys. I promise you I do because my mother taught me to. You guys have an amazing and a powerful new you. Unmute your mics and say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Night,
everyone.
Good night.
everybody.
Thank you so much,
Night,
Mr.
everybody.
Scott.